Hi, this is MJ from Lioness Publications. In this session, we're going to be looking at Mike Johnson. We covered earlier today J.D. Vance. Previously, about a few weeks ago, we covered John Thune. Tonight, we also covered Chuck Grassley. Today, right now, we're going to look at Mike Johnson. So he is really the last one in the line of succession to the President of the United States. So we just want to get a little bit better idea of the environment that we might be moving into. So let's start off, and we're going to go through three charts: the natal chart, the progression, and the solar arc. The transits, which is the first one with the natal chart. In this case, we have the United States in the middle. We have Mike Johnson. United States is the middle one, the center here. Mike Johnson is the middle, and the transits are the outer ring. Now, we're not going to look at everything I have marked off here. We'll save that for a later date, because not all of it is happening now. So we want to really concentrate on things that are happening right now, or shortly in the future, or shortly in the past. So the first thing we're going to look at on this chart, actually going to look at two things on this chart. We're going to look at Saturn in opposition to Pluto. And we're going to look at Uranus in conjunction with Saturn. Those are the two things. Now, Saturn in opposition to Pluto is, in effect, that he may be at the point where he feels that he is in control of things. Now, this tends to be a subset of what happened approximately 14 years ago. 14 years ago, Saturn would have been conjuncting Pluto. At that point, you put plans in motion, usually, to identify where you want to be in the next 14 years. So you want to see if you can get ahead and as far ahead as you can. So now 14 years have gone by, and we're in opposition to Pluto. So here we have that restriction, that focus on what? On our foundation. So in this case, there's a conflict with that, though. The focus and the being able to build that up. Why? Because we now have people that are standing in our way. Remember, opposition is conflict. So he's come so far, but now his opposition is coming out, which means that if he wants to consolidate more power, he's going to have a very difficult time. Things are going to start to get in his way. So because he's come so far, possibly to where he wanted to be, the opposition is now triggered. So let's take a look at the next piece here, and that's Uranus making a conjunction to Saturn. Now, Uranus is change. Saturn is, in effect, our goals, our sort of, I don't want to say a station in life, but our structure in life. So when you think of a house, Saturn would be the walls, the windows, things that provide the structure so we can live. Uranus coming in, making a conjunction, means it's going to blow all that stuff up. So things that he is familiar with will go away. Things, the processes, the routines, his structures in life are going to be threatened by Uranus. Think of a volcano with, in effect, the magma struggling to get out of a closed top. That closed top is Saturn. So what does Uranus do? It just blows it out. So this is typical of what may be happening in his life. Now, this is pretty much happening right about now, which in this case for the chart is July 5th. So he's going to have some type of struggles where Uranus is going to come along and just blow everything up. Change is changing the way his life is working. Now, Disruptive? Yes. Very disruptive to him. Let's now move to the next chart, which is the progression. In this chart, I want to do 2 of the angles. I don't want to do them all. The one I want to do is the Mars trying Mercury. Now that's relatively happening about this time. Mars is action. It's moving in an aggressive way to get something. Mercury is your thoughts, your ideas, the path you're traveling. This is a trine angle, which is an easy angle. So it's an angle that lets us get things done. In this case, has he been able to get things done? Yes, yes, yes. He has gotten bills done. He just passed a bill in the Senate. We don't know if it's going to pass a bill in the House. We don't know if it's going to make it through the Senate, but he has been able to corral his members. In effect, corralling, that's the aggression. And what is he corralling them on? On getting these bills passed. Now, this is not just in his political life, it will also come through in his personal life. So he's able to get things done. And that's important. Now, the next one we have here is Venus. And that's going to be ink Uranus here. So Venus is our qualities that are compassion, qualities of grace. All of these qualities are now in a break and adjust to Uranus. Uranus can be cold, can be cruel, can be detached. Venus is also communities. In effect, think of it as friends. The sort of, I don't want to say middle class, but sort of the middle class. When you're looking at something like mundane astrology. Uranus is change. So there are things that are changing here. And this looks like that we have a community that is starting to react against the changes. Just tonight, I'm seeing that there are protesters in California, and they're protesting against the ICE raids that are going on. And it's not that these protesters are violent. They're protesting ICE people that don't have warrants, have face masks that are taking away other people. So that's what we have on the progression. Let's take a look at the solar arc now. Now, in the solar arc, we're going to take a look at 3 things here. First off, we're going to look at Neptune conjuncting Mercury. And this is almost right on. What's Neptune? Well, it's our better angels or our lower demons. It's our idealism. It's our beliefs. It's our values when we think of justice. So our principles. But it's also our drug addiction, our unable to control our impulses, sometimes psychotic breaks. That is conjuncting on his Mercury. So that's a very, intense type of angle. So what is this indicating? He's doing some soul searching here. Is he disappointed? Probably. Is he looking at it with the idealism of the Conservative Party? Yes. Might he be finding something's lacking? Yes. Might he like what he's seeing? Yes. But without analyzing how this is impacting his Mercury, he is in a frame of mind of thinking about what his beliefs are. And that's important. So this is sort of saying, well, am I following what I want to follow or what I believe in? Now, the next piece we want to look at is the Venus over here, which is squaring the sun. Now, this is past. So what's Venus here? It's relations with other people. Again, think of it as a grace, it's compassion. All of that is not really in tune with who he is. So the way he's likely been acting or pushing things out is not who he is. And he may be asking that question. He may be saying, is this who I am? So maybe with all the stuff he's pushing, or maybe with the people that are pushing him, or maybe the changes he's making here, are making him do a second take. Now, we also have Saturn at squaring Mars, and this is past. So this is a tough one here. It's past, so this influence is moving away, but it's important because it indicates that he's frustrated with what he's been doing. He's just, the actions he's taking, maybe they're not focused enough, maybe they're not what he wants, but the actions, in effect, are just not where he wants to go. He's also not able to push forward. Mars is very diffuse in this type of situation. Saturn is focused. It is restrictive. Mars just wants to just go do many things. Sort of like the waves coming in. It's not just one focused wave. It's many waves. He's not able to achieve. So Saturn, again, with the square to Mars, frustration, not able to push forward, not able to achieve. His actions get dissipated. In effect, the question is, can he deliver? So here we're looking at, he's put quite a few bills out. He's gotten things passed. But has he run out of steam here? He got the last bill through the House. But is he going to be able to have enough influence to push it through the Senate? Now, this influence is past. But remember, in the natal chart, we were seeing obstacles coming up. Maybe obstacles to the fact that he has made it just a position where he's now drawing the attention of many people. So this is interesting to take a look and see what happens with the bill. Because that bill is scheduled for probably around 7 baht. So we'll see if he's able to have a successful push forward of this. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you have a good evening. And remember, I do private sessions. I do videos of things that are going on in your life. Take a look at my website, Lioness Publications. Have a great evening. Bye now.